I'm here in Washington, D.C. on Saturday, October 18th at the NoKings protest, which is one of reportedly 2,500 protests taking place today in cities and towns across the United States. We've been hearing all week from Republicans that these rallies are going to be, quote, hate America rallies filled with Antifa and Hamas supporting terrorists and paid protesters. So I came down here to Washington, D.C. to talk to folks on the ground to see if that was really the case.
I'm Terry Henry. I'm an Air Force veteran, and I'm out here today in D.C. to protest Donald Trump. I'm here with a great number of people who believe in America and believe in the Constitution. So I hope that you will support the Constitution and vote appropriately on the 4th of November.
And as a veteran, I mean, like, what are your thoughts on the fact that our president is talking about sending military troops into American cities, and in some cases has already done it?
It's actually unlawful for the American president to send troops into American cities. There's a law against it that was created after the Civil War because the North was occupying the South. So Congress put together a bipartisan bill that made it illegal for the president to send troops into cities and into states. And what happened then was the National Guard, the states were allowed to keep a militia, the National Guard, which was created by the Militia Act. And the National Guard is our domestic response that the governors can use. Donald Trump found a way around the law by using the governors, the Republican governors, to do what he cannot lawfully do. And so when you see governors activating the military, they're doing it on behalf of Donald Trump. It is sidestepping the Constitution where he needs congressional approval to use military force. And military force should never be used in a domestic situation. It should only be used in events like January 6th, where actually Donald Trump did not choose to call in the military. So I feel very strongly that what he's doing today is wrong, and I feel like he's putting our citizens, our American citizens, and also our American military members at risk at a time that he's currently not paying them. Right? There's a government shutdown. The Republicans are holding American military and American citizens, government employees, hostage until the Democrats sign the bill that they want to have signed. But it's not right for anyone to hold Americans hostage, and Donald Trump is doing that. There's one thing that you need to know about Donald Trump. Everything that he says the Democrats are doing are things that he has done himself. There have been advertisements for Trump rallies for filler crowds. That is not the case here in D.C. today. We are all American citizens that have come out of our own volition. We are not paid, and we are here to have our voice heard as is lawful by the Constitution, freedom of speech. Donald Trump would have us be silenced and not speak of this, and he wants the media to also be silenced. And dear Fox News and OANN, shame on you for giving him a platform to silence Americans.
I'm Alex. We're in D.C. I live in D.C. I'm originally from New Jersey. I'm here because I'm sick and tired of the corruption, the authoritarianism, the bigotry, the racism, and just the degrading of our government and our institutions.
Tell us a little more about why you're holding up this picture.
I'm holding up this picture because it cuts straight to the core of the issue, which is a cognitive dissonance around Donald Trump, about him being friends and colleagues and companions with Jeffrey Epstein, but also cutting through the cognitive dissonance of a lot of other things, like him being a good businessman, effective administrator. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. He's a con man. He's a huge con man. He's always has been, and he's corrupted our institutions and our country in a lot of different ways. But I think this photo, more than anything else, along with the dozens and hundreds of other photos, really cuts through the cognitive dissonance about why people like him or why they support him. So when you show this picture, it triggers some kind of weird chemistry in people's brains about, oh, I voted for him, but they didn't know X, Y, or Z. So that's why I have this photo. I hope people wake up to the authoritarianism that's taken over our government, not threatening to, but already has. I hope people wake up to their individual liberties being taken away. I hope people wake up to the mass government agents blackbagging legal U.S. residents. And I hope people wake up to the billions and billions of dollars of corruption that have taken over our government and that we're unfortunately in store for the next 3 years. So our only hope is the midterms, and I hope people get out and vote for the Democratic Party.
My name is Sheila from D.C., and I'm out here today to represent the forgotten people that live in D.C. that are being hurt by the National Guard and the things that the Republicans and that Trump is doing to our city. And I'm also out here for the national thing about health care, education. How can you get rid of the whole Department of Special Ed? No, I'm out here for the children, I'm out here for the future, and I'm out here to save democracy. That's why I'm out here. This was always going to be peaceful. They always said we come in peace. And who started it? Dr. Martin Luther King talking about the nonviolent movement. And you know what happened to them. Dogs being shot, water guns, everything, jail, beaten, but they persist non-violently, and so we do today.
Do you see this struggle now as a continuation of the civil rights struggle then?
What? I was in front of the Supreme Court on Wednesday. Do you know it wasn't until 1965 that all black people finally had all the rights of everyone else in this country? 1965, and they're trying to take that back. So of course this is a struggle, but it's even worse because they're taking it away. We had it, but they're taking it away, so it's even worse.
We're down on Pennsylvania Avenue at the NoKings rally. It's important to me because I'm really, really tired of all the division and all the this versus them in this country, and I think I'm trying to prove that we love America, all sides love America, and we need to compromise and run this wonderful country we have and not just blow it and give it to billionaires. I'm not gonna hurt anybody. I even got little flowers on me, you know? So, no, I think they're trying to scare people away. I think they did. There's a lot less people here than I think would have come because they were scared something would happen. But again, that's why I'm dressed up, because we need to bring the love back to America.
My wife and I drove up from Richmond because I felt it was time to hit the streets of D.C. with that protest. I've been here before for anti-Vietnam War rallies 50 years ago. I've been here for Trump 1 rallies against him and against that administration. I've been here for environmental rallies, and I feel like we're at a tipping point in this country, and it's time to hit the streets. It's time for Americans to stand up for democracy.
And can I ask you a little more about the message of your sign?
Sure. The Trump administration is gaslighting America by trying to demonize people who are anti-fascist. That is, people like myself who think fascism is bad. They're trying to demonize immigrants. They're trying to demonize brown Americans, black Americans, women, LGBTQ Americans. They're lies. It's gaslighting. And so if they want to demonize their enemies by calling them Antifa, I'm first in line.
My name is Rami. I'm from Washington, D.C., and I'm out here at the NoKings protests, making sure that Palestine as an issue, Free Palestine, is alive and well, because this should be an integral part of the fight against authoritarianism in this country. AIPAC and the Israel lobby and support for Israel has been central and helpful for Trump, critical to Trump's support. He just got back from Israel, where he addressed the Knesset and spoke basically about how much the U.S. and Israel sort of support each other in this genocide. So, so that's a critical part of this, should be a critical part of this protest.
And as you know, the Republicans have been saying all week that this was going to be a hate America rally, that if you saw a Palestinian flag, it's because it was all Hamas supporters. Do you have any response to people who believe that stuff?
Sure. I mean, it's like so much of the other stuff they're trying to, whether it's Antifa or basically trying to make everyone be portrayed as not being American and not being, have freedom of speech and stuff. And the reality is a lot of MAGA folks are beginning to question the whole pro-Israel stand and how much it sort of puts Israel before it puts the U.S.
I'm Frederick. I live in Washington, D.C. since 1989. And it's never been like this before. We got our National Guards on the street for no particular purpose that I can see other than sort of patrolling block by block, mostly federal property. But occasionally we see them out in the streets and definitely in the metro.
And what does it feel like for you and other people who have to live here in DC with federal troops marching around your neighborhoods?
A lot of mixed feelings. Makes me a little bit angry for the waste, and I feel sorry for the troops that have to leave their job and go, just stand around for no particular reason other than to look like they're menacing. I know lots of residents, younger residents in particular, they really were scared in the beginning. And of course they seem normal now. They're sort of all there all the time. So that's a little alarming, should things change. I wish they would go home.
Well, and any other thoughts you want to share about why you're out here today and why this is important to you?
Well, it's an opportunity to get out and see all my friends and have fun and enjoy the sort of solidarity with other people who feel like we do about removing the troops from DC and also getting our home rule back. I think people love their Constitution, and as a republic, we are here to say that we want it to be in effect fully and followed, and I think that's the most patriotic thing you could do.
I fought in Iraq in 2003, and I also served in the CIA for 20 years, fighting against extremism overseas. I founded an organization called American Veterans in Defense of Democracy because I'm dismayed by what I'm seeing in this country today after spending a career fighting against extremism and fighting for democracy and defending our country overseas. I'm seeing our democracy basically threatened from within in our own country. So that's why I'm here today. As a veteran who fought for our country's freedom, I'm disgusted. I'm dismayed that our mainstream politicians are trying to smear people, calling them terrorists, calling them extremists, and just basically lying to people for blatant political reasons. I mean, people are here exercising their First Amendment rights. That's what America's about. I guess these people need to go back and read the Constitution because they clearly don't understand it. I have the right every 4 years to vote for a president in free and fair elections, and my rights are being infringed upon. When the President of the United States on January 6th mounts a violent extremist attack against our democratic process, then my rights are being infringed upon as a US citizen. That's why I'm here today, and that's why I started my organization, American Veterans in Defense of Democracy.
I'm Paige Scopa, and I just wanted to come and participate in this rally because whatever Trump is doing is wrong. So he's got to go. That's all I can say is he's got to go. There's got to be smart people in the world that'll kick him out of here. He seems to hate America.
So I'm here on my own capacity, but I'm also union staff. I work at the IFPTE, the International Federation of Professional and Technical Engineers. We're one of the partners and sponsoring organizations of NoKings, the October 18th protest here. We have members in the private sector, state and local government, people work in nonprofits, people that work for the federal government as civil servants that are out in their communities with their neighbors throughout the country, making as clear as possible that we support a democratic country in this United States, one that has due process, and we expect a federal government and executive branch that respects the Constitution, the authority of Congress, the authority of courts, and really supports the underlying system where people govern through democracy. And what motivates me to be out here personally, what motivates so many of my neighbors to be out here personally, is that we're seeing a constitutional crisis right now with this administration taking it seems like every opportunity they can to shred due process, to shred the idea that the executive branch has to abide by the statutes of this country, the laws of this country, and the Constitution as well. And we've seen an executive branch since January 21st that is shutting down the government, shutting down federal agencies, bullying federal workers to take deferred resignations, really destroying public services that Americans count on, and destroying our country's place in the world, leading in innovation and technology and scientific research, and also just providing the basic services that make our economy run, make our communities safe, that people count on. So, you know, I think, you know, I'm not alone in this. Obviously, you know, you see, you know, thousands of people here, thousands of people in their communities today. You know, I think we have our work to do here as Americans to make sure that we have a fighting democracy, and we're fighting for that democracy. Organized labor has to be front and center because we are at the front of the list of targets that this administration has. So our membership in the federal sector has been directly attacked on their collective bargaining rights. You know, we represent federal employees, you know, across several agencies, the Department of Defense, NASA, EPA, NOAA, that are seeing attacks on their collective bargaining rights. You know, for us, it's not optional. Like, we can't, you know, unions in this country can't exist without democratic governance, without due process, without fairness, without the law. And we're seeing a lawless administration right now. So this is not like a secondary fight for us. This is our fight as much as it is every American, everybody that wants to uphold our democratic institutions.
I am an 8-year resident of DC and came out today to make sure that politicians and folks in power know that we are invested as a community in DC statehood, trans rights, queer rights, abolishing ICE and keeping our neighbors safe, and forming an America that's truly rooted in democracy.
So we heard all week that this was going to be a Hate America rally full of violent extremists. Is that what you've seen here today?
No, absolutely not. A lot of American flags, a lot of folks who are invested in how this country was founded on the idea that it is a group of people coming together to govern themselves as a one group, not having a king, not having an autocrat, not having an oligarch, and so definitely a lot of patriotism and a lot of love for America here.
And I guess, like, where do things go from here for you?
Yeah. So I think what comes after this is I already am part of the Free DC organization. That has definitely been a great way to get plugged into local actions that are happening in DC, as well as sort of more national organizing around abolishing ICE, protecting our queer and trans siblings. So, you know, looking for the next opportunity. There's another protest down here in the beginning of November, so I'm sure that I'll be out there as well.
I'm a 11-year Army, mostly National Guard, but with active duty time and deployment to Afghanistan. I was a combat engineer, became a captain, and then, you know, retired after the burn pits and everything. We're out here in one of the most beautiful cities in the country, right? It's definitely not a hellhole, but you know, what brought me out was I'm a concerned citizen. I'm not an activist. I don't normally go to protests, but you know, my friends and myself, you know, we've invested a lot into this country. We believe that you can be anti-authoritarian, you can be pro-democracy, and still love this country. By the way, very crazy that I have to even say that. But like Senator Johnson was saying the other day that, oh, everybody showing up just hates America. I wanted to show up and be visible to go against the narrative, to prove that there are a lot of veterans who believe the same way I do. And we love this country, and all the people that fought for this country and died for it, not just over the past 20 years, but over the past 150 years plus. All the people that are on the hill over there in Arlington National Cemetery, they can't be out here. And so I'm trying to represent the sacrifices they've made. I'm trying to represent the sacrifices that my friends made. And I'm trying to represent the currently serving military who, are prohibited from being able to raise their voice.
And as a veteran who also served in the National Guard, how does it make you feel seeing, other National Guardsmen be deployed to American cities?
Yeah, I've been in the Guard I was in the Guard from 2007 through 2017 or 2016, I've been deployed locally, for disasters or for other events. That's different. Frankly, the National Guard is being misused, probably putting it lightly. So there's two things I really want to get across. First, the National Guard is not the enemy. The National Guard has not been given any unlawful orders, and so they're just following their duty, right? They're doing their duty, they're following the orders that they've been given, they're doing the honorable thing, and frankly, the National Guard has been handling itself extremely well, very professional and very honorable. I will note, pictures and videos of, even soldiers going around and picking up trash right around DC. Understand that they are here because they've been ordered to, or here being DC, but other cities because they've been ordered to. And they're just doing their job, and I hope that people can understand that and still support the troops, still support those people that are deployed. They're away from their families too, but can still understand that they're there because someone else put them there, right? The other thing I want to get across is, as a guardsman, or as a previous guardsman, they hold a very special place, and there's been a lot of trust and respect, developed over the past, since they were formed, with local communities, right? These people come from the communities, and misusing and frankly kind of abusing the Guard erodes at that trust with the civilian population, and that's also very concerning.
I am in the DC area, and we had a beautiful protest out here today. And what brought me out here is we have to fight for this democracy. We absolutely. As you see, I have on everything that I'm fighting for, or just some of the things I'm fighting for. Equal rights for the LGBTQ. I'm even fighting for breast cancer awareness. I'm fighting to get him up out of here. I'm fighting for you to vote. So if you're not standing for something, you falling for anything. So that's what got me out here today. Every day I'm out here. I'm on TikTok, fighting the good fight. I do a TikTok live called Our Vote Counts, which is what my shirt says. And we are promoting and highlighting, asking candidates that are running for different positions across these United States, from mayor to a state house representative to one that's trying to go right here to the Capitol. And we're asking them the tough questions, trying to see if they qualify to actually lead this fight to get us to where we need to be, to get this train back on track. Because at this point, we going off the rails.
And obviously we've heard all week from Republicans that this was going to be a hate America rally full of paid protesters and whatnot. Is that what you saw out here today?
Absolutely not. I even said that I want more people to wear the costume, because I really want to see what the reaction would be to somebody arresting Squidward and somebody arresting the unicorn. and bananas. Like, we just seen all types of uniforms out here. And these people continuously have signs talking about how much they love their country, how much they want to fight for the democracy of this country. So they can try to spin that narrative all they want. They're not going to get it. You know, the evidence is here. Now, we don't like Trump. That's what we don't like. But we love America, and we're trying to keep it a great, safe place for all of us.
My name is Danielle, and I'm a linguist. I am very involved in the international community, and I am a dip rat, daughter of a foreign service officer. So what happened with Trump being elected definitely is not something that was, we can see what he's doing before he got elected. He said he was going to do the things he's doing. He pretended he didn't know about Project 2025, and now he's just fully embraced it and implementing it, and all the more reason for us to do this and more, because we are going to lose our democracy. If we have lost our democracy right now as it stands, we have lost our democracy, because when people are afraid to talk, when people actually consider, should I say this or shouldn't I say this, you've lost your democracy and you've lost your freedom of speech. So this is just to reaffirm that we need to stand up now, because if we don't, then we will lose it. We still are in a position, because the midterms are coming up, to reverse this. I think we're going to have the fight of our lives, because they know that if they lose the midterms, if the Democrats and independents retake the House and the Senate, they're going to go to jail, as they should. And that's what we're gearing up for, basically to take our government back, to take our country back, and to put the pedophiles and the people who support them in jail where they should be.
And could I just ask if you could say a little bit about the message on your sign and why it's important to send that message here today?
Absolutely, because immigrants founded this country. Immigrants are what make this country great. Let's not beat about the bush and let's not make these words. Immigrants are what make this country great, and all of us are immigrants. There is not a single person in this country that is not an immigrant. And so to make war on immigrants is to make war on America, which is what we're seeing now, because you're seeing deploying of National Guards and troops in American cities against governors and senators' wishes. So yeah, my sign is because we need to fight fascism, not immigrants. And they're trying to divide us, and this protests like this show that we are united. That's it. Mike Johnson can kiss my ass. He's the one who hates America. Him, Trump, Peter Thiel, all these guys are the ones who hate America and hate everything that makes America great. So yeah, no, absolutely not. This is about loving America. This is about loving our military. It's about loving what we stand for, and we stand for the Constitution. That is what makes us great. That's what makes us Americans. The respect of other people, the respect of life, liberty, freedom, and the ability to be able to say what we want without fear. And this is what they're trying to take away. So absolutely not. I love my country. I am a patriot. I was representing the United States since I was born, because my dad was a foreign service officer. So I do love my country, and I am very encouraged to see that despite what they say, Americans love America.